Hey there folks, Marco here. I wanted to share with you guys a little project I've been working on, specifically a system within this project that I came up with to make adding new content to this game much easier. What you're seeing here is a portfolio piece I've been working on called Idle Goblin Village. It's an idle clicker where you grow a goblin village. The more you click, the more goblins spawn, and these little goblins go out, they explore the world, they harvest resources, and then they die. And you use these resources to buy buildings from the shop. The buildings generate new resources or give the goblins a bonus when they harvest resources. Some buildings synergize really well with others, so where you place a building in relation to other buildings or resources ends up mattering, which gives this game a sense of strategy that I really enjoy. Some buildings just straight up give bonuses to the goblins themselves, giving them more speed or longer lifetimes, making them more effective. My favorite part about this project has been watching entire landscapes change based on what kind of buildings you place there. It really feels like you're creating different biomes for these goblins to explore. But as excited as I am about all these possible buildings that I get to put in the game, I also have to consider that every building that I put in the game also has to be put in the shop. And luckily I had enough foresight this time around to create a system early on that has helped me make this process a lot less cumbersome and frankly more manageable. And that's the system that I want to share with you guys today. So here's my Unity project. I've made a new building called the windmill. Every second that there are no trees around the windmill, it creates a wheat. A wheat is worth 1 food. The goblins will go out and they'll harvest that wheat. So once I've made it and I've tested it, you can see I have one here where there's no trees and one where there's trees. Around where there's trees, you don't see any wheat spawning, and where there aren't trees, you see lots of wheat spawning. So I know it's working. That's step 1. And now that I have tested it and I know that it works, I just need to add it to the shop. So let's do that. So here's my shop, and inside the hierarchy, I can find each individual item for sale. Each individual item is stacked inside of this panel using a vertical layout group, which lets me scroll up and down. I probably want my windmill, my new building, to go on the very bottom, but before that, I want to show you guys something. So every single one of these items for sale, they have a reference to a scriptable object I called building information. So these scriptable objects hold all the information that I could need about a building, including its name, its description, and its price. So step 1 in adding new entries to the shop is making this scriptable object building information. Once I've done that and I've given a name I like, I can start filling it out with the name of the building, as well as the description that it's going to have in the shop, the image I'm going to use, the cost of the building, and lastly, the prefab itself, the building that is going to be spawned by the shop once the player completes the transaction. Now look how easy this is. All I have to do is scroll down to the very bottom of the shop, add a new copy of this item for sale object, right? And click and drag my new scriptable object that I've just made into this item for sale. And look at that. The price, the name, the description, and the image of the windmill is all inside the shop. And now to test this out, I've given myself plenty of resources. And if I scroll all the way down, there's the windmill. I can click to place it down. And there it is. It's working as intended. When I put it next to where there is no trees, you see some trees spawn. It's the exact same building that I was testing earlier on, because the reference to that prefab was in that scriptable object right there. And not only can these scriptable objects hold handy information and references, they can also hold these neat functions that are relevant to the building and can help you get and parse this important information. And it even works in real time, which makes it so much easier to iterate and balance the game. If I want to change the name of the building, I can go into the scriptable object and change the name, and you can see without having to fiddle with the hierarchy, I can change how things look in the UI as well. I can change the cost of the building, add new material costs, and everything updates in real time. That's because everything is referencing one thing, which is that scriptable object that has all the information that the game could possibly need. All you need is a reference to that scriptable object in a script that's dedicated to distributing that information to anything lower down in the hierarchy. Now, I've come across a problem. When I click on different aspects of the game, like a tree or a rock, it gives me information about what I'm clicking on. If I click on the Gatherer's Hut, you can see information, and if I click on a Goblin, you can see information. But when I click on the windmill, nothing happens. Why is that? Well, I have also used that same scriptable object that I used in the shop in this system, because it has all the information I need about the building, and I just need to access it. So I just forgot to click and drag that into the windmill, and just like that, my problem is fixed. Now, when I place down the windmill, you're gonna see that I get all the information that I need. And it's the exact same text that you'll find in the shop because it's referencing the same information in that scriptable object. I want to give Quinn Henshaw a shout out for showing me the scriptable object system. It's a really neat system, and I'm really proud of what I've done with it. Of course, the purpose of this video is to show off a little bit what I've been up to, what I'm capable of doing. If you watched this far, let me know, reach out to me, let me know how you're doing. And stay tuned because I will definitely be showing off more of this project later on. Once again, my name is Marco, and thank you for watching.